This morning it's been completely ruined, of course. Almost entirely by Cullinane.
I don't understand what happened.
I'm not even kidding. Like, I fucking think he's a snake. I think he's a sack. I think he's a piece of shit.
Cullinane.
I think he's a fucking liar.
Really?
I just don't trust him at all. I don't.
Wow.
I want him gone. I have no use for him. None. Zero.
I don't know why everyone says that. He seems like a nice enough guy.
Yeah. I mean, I just think he fucking is a fucking rat shit worm. I'm not joking.
Right.
Like, if anyone thinks, I know you're laughing for some reason. I'm not.
A funny thing to call someone.
Well, better if you stop. I just think he's, like, do you want to quit or do you want to just get fired? Like, it's up to you. Either it's your call. You can say you quit, and then when you do your sarcastic things on Twitter, like a half a day later, then you'll be the guy who quit. And then you were drinking at the show that day as well, right?
I did have a beer.
Okay, so you were drinking during the show.
Not
you
during.
drank the day of the show. Okay, that's obviously that's a no-go.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
What do you think it was?
I wasn't. I was just having. Yeah, I didn't think.
Just hanging out with the crew, hanging out with your people on Twitter.
No, but
at the show live instead of fucking working.
I was working the entire day.
You working drinking beer? So I'll make it clear. So Dave has this relationship with this guy Thrill Ride, this wrestler, who I honestly have no issue with. He's like a professional wrestler. He's being a professional wrestler on Twitter. Like, he's fucking fake. Like, he's talking about, having sex with my wife, and he's putting up messages about my kids, who Dave likes and like corresponds with and has a relationship with, to be clear. So, like, he's being what he is. That doesn't, like, I think he thinks he's calling me a pussy. Like, he thinks like I'm gonna I don't. He's a wrestler. He's doing something fake for a living to get attention. He's trying to get attention. I don't have a problem with that. He posted a message I sent him a couple of years ago, which I remember Dave on the show in 2019 tried to trap me on too. One point was like, "Oh, why are you begging for tickets from Thrill Ride?" And you did say that, and people can go back and find it. They'll find it, which is part of their correspondence, which I think goes on to this day. Like, I think this whole thing is choreographed between these two to try and get him attention and Dave attention,
It's not true.
which we'll get to. I really don't mind that. That's what he's now. Thrill Ride. Dave started here like the beginning of July. I hadn't talked to this guy Thrill Ride since that correspondence, and of course that guy reaches out to me just randomly after 2 full years, right when Dave starts. I'll find it. It says, if you're still looking for a guest host, I'm down and looking for the Minahan rub. Hope you're doing great, brother. And I said, how you doing? All was good. He said, good. I think you and I went through some of the same shit. When you get through, you come out stronger. I was feeling for you. I said, well, not easy. Sorry for your struggles. So he's looking to work like right when Dave started. Right, not a coincidence, of course. And so Dave sends him, which he posted yesterday, this correspondence between the two of them. I guess he was trying to get him to do some video for the show, which is, of course, fine. But it's this choreograph. Dave's giving him talking points and says at one point, say how Cullinane's the one guy who's not afraid of anything on there. It's on there. It's on there.
But it's not real. He doesn't listen to the show.
Okay, so why is that what you wanted to get across?
I didn't want to get anything across.
Why'd you write that to him then?
I just gave him
Did you write? If you don't want to get that across, why did you put those points there? You're just a fucking snake. You're a fucking worm. Seriously, fuck you. Fuck you. Fucking embarrassing. I'm a fucking idiot for hiring. Everyone's like, don't trust him. You're sitting there making up wrestling lines with this guy to be cool and fuck it, fuck this and fuck that. And it's like, this is not what the fucking show is at all. It never has been. Ever. Say whatever you want about it. Nothing on this show is made up. Nothing. Not a thing. Nothing. Now you get this guy going on Twitter, fuck you. That doesn't even matter because he wants to come on the show and promote. Dave wants that to happen. They've been pushing for this guy for years. For years, right? Call him up. Let's put him on. Let's give him what you want. Call him up.
We don't need to do that. That was never.
Call him. That's an order. Call him. It's your last fucking show anyway, so fucking do your job for once.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Jim Abreu. I'm sorry.
That doesn't sound crazy. That doesn't sound crazy to me. But okay, fine. Tell me what's like, Dave. I'm texting him, sure. Anyway, tell him we want him to come on. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I mean, these things all happened. I'm sure of it. And like I said, I'll tell him when he calls. I've got no issue with him. He's a pro wrestler. This is what whatever. But like, this is what he does. I guess he got some, got some bounce on some post that Pat put on Barstool, which is, I got no problem with that. But like, I don't, it's just, let me see if I can find the, here's Dave. Yeah, I'll tee you up with the show's talking points. He mocked the absolute savage thing, but it was funny. You can say that gimmick is gone because of pussies like him or something. Dave writes to this guy.
Right.
Okay. I don't know. I'm sure I did. We joked around about but that's, again, I don't want to get into the weeds about this. When we say average to savage or whatever, that's making fun of Dave, whatever. I don't care. But so we can do that. I don't remember. I don't think I've talked about this guy in literally 2 years. I could be wrong. Like,
no, other than when they were suggesting like people to come in, he mentioned Thrill Ride.
Yeah, that's Dave's guy. That's his boy. That's his buddy. This is who in Dave's world. Just so you know, all you people on Twitter who think Dave's great, like in Dave's world, the guy you've seen, this guy Thrill Ride's been retweeting himself and tweeting about, this is what. Why would he be good in the show, Dave? Out of curiosity, you've been pushing for him for 2 years.
That wasn't my take.
You've been pushing for it for 2 years. Out of curiosity, why do you think he'd be entertaining on the show?
It's a name of somebody. I always say.
I know it's a name he has. I understand that's a name.
I just thought a guy who's willing to go in front of a camera and say some of the shit that he might have a personality that you can work with to sit next to you. That's it. That's what I said 2 years.
Great. And he says, it's indie as fuck. I was just selling a shitload of teas. I'm like a retro mob guy. I don't even know, whatever. And Dave writes, absolutely. I just think if you acknowledge it and how you change it, it would make him sense to him in the audience. I'll hook you up with notes, Dave says to this guy. Great. I always find things like this, Dave says, live events find a way to get better reaction than live streams on the web and all that. Maybe the exclusive nature. People want to show it off. And then he says, going to the show, I guess he thought, whatever. And then Dave says, thrilly. And he gives the talking points here. One, I've heard time and time again, Minahan would give the Thrill Daddy a shot. What does that mean? What do you mean?
Like just when we were talking about him coming in or whatever.
2, you were too chicken shit. This you being me?
Yeah, just sarcasm.
Okay, I understand. To take your show from average to absolute savage is why I left the gimmick behind it because of fat asses like you. 3, you lost 25 pounds. Great. You still look like a blank. And then the fourth one is, and this is to me all you need to know about Dave, honestly. Like this is Cullinane in a nutshell. This is why I shouldn't have hired him 3 years ago. I should have hired him 2 months ago. It's my fault both times. Again, this is a me issue, not a Dave. It's too bad because, like I said, Saturday I felt great about the show. Felt fantastic. It was the most fun I've ever had a live show. My daughter was saying how great it was, what a great time she had. We were laughing, this, and then a bunch of shit happens, and then this happens, and it's just like, why do I even do this? Like, why am I doing this for a living? The only one with balls in that show is Cullinane, taking on all the Twitter keyboard cowboys. Now Dave's going to tell you he's doing that just because to have Thrill Ride say it, so Dave can look, so we can make fun of Dave after. But that's Dave wanting that to be true. Like this is some fantasy on Dave's part. Great, you sell at shows and movie theaters. I'm headlining blank. He's headlining somewhere in Fall River, I believe, in September. And then he says 6, Bill Burr's podcast Chirp, which I don't even know. I guess he was on Bill Burr's podcast.
Yeah, that's why Pat wrote about him, I guess.
Okay, good. I mean, whatever. Like I said, he's just pretending. So I have he's doing what he does. I don't really want to participate in it. It's not my idea of entertainment. It's others, and that's great. Like if that's what he's doing and he's making a living, good for him. That's not in my house. That's not my issue. He's doing things on his own, and he's waving his arms frantically for attention. And we'll give it to him this morning if he wants to call in. I mean, if he wants it, he can have it. But then it'll just go away. I mean, I'm not going to have him on ever again. My bigger issue is stuff like that. Like, what are we doing? We're orchestrating bits and notes and talking about it. Just makes no sense. And I do think the thing yesterday with right now what's going on with him, Thrill Ride, if you follow him, he's just tweeting endlessly at us. Like what's his name? The guy who does the podcast with Chappelle.
Oh, Talib Kweli. Yeah.
And like my problem is that Dave's in business with this guy. Like this is clearly orchestrated. This is professional wrestling. So now we have a producer who's doing shit like this, of which I have no doubt.
It's not true.
And it is true. You're lying.
It's not true.
It is, and that's fine.
Why am I? How do you know I'm lying?
Because you lie, and this is because you love this guy. You've been touting this guy for 3 years. 3 years. And so he goes and does this.
Kirk, we talk all the time about nobody sitting in that seat. Who are options? I like the guy in the sense that I think he has talent. That's it. It doesn't matter. You said
my
no,
opinion,
and
I don't care. So when did I?
But I didn't even.
What is his
go
issue
there.
with the brand? When did I go after him? When did I even criticize
Just
him?
that episode in 2009. All I wanted was a fucking 2-minute video. That's like legit all I wanted. And I don't know what would have happened after. It literally didn't mean anything.
Okay, I don't believe you.
I don't know why.
Okay,
it's fine. But
okay, I just don't believe you. So do you want to quit?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have no interest in going forward. 0.0. None. So I will have to figure it out, I guess. Is this guy calling in?
He said, are you pissed? I said, he's fine with you, mad at me.
I don't care about the correspondence. Are you going to call in?
I'll just call him again.
Okay. What's his name? John? What is it?
Jim.
I thought he said.
Hello, you've reached the voice.
I mean, I thought he was a savage who's talking about fucking my wife and putting messages up about my kids and stuff. Like, what am I missing?
I didn't see that. Did you get that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
Jesus
Dave's cool with that. That doesn't matter, Dave.
I'm not cool
I didn't
with
understand the
Sure you are, Dave. This is the guy. This is who he is. And by the way, so am I. He's a wrestler. So am I. Screenshots were pretty telling to me.
No. The screenshots he put up of you were like, look at this pussy. And it was like, hey, man, I'm going to the show with my son. Like, it didn't, I don't understand it.
And by the way, I don't think I asked for free tickets, but honestly,
It didn't see it.
Like I might
Didn't
have.
show it, yeah.
Like I might have said, hey, do you have tickets? Like my kid wanted to go to wrestling. I definitely might have said that. But that what you saw was the length of. I don't even remember how we first got connected, but there was a show that night in Lowell. Yeah. And Harry wanted to go, and I was like, I think the message just said that. I was like, oh, it doesn't look like they're selling tickets anymore. They're selling them at the door.
And he goes, I think
it's like Hulk Hogan or something. It's like, you can't, I'm a main event. I'm like, all right, whatever. If I was bothering the guy,
let me tell you something, brother.
Yeah, it's like, I don't, I just don't,
He, I call him, play me some video where he said, he goes, why would you ask me? I'm the headline. And it's like, or he goes, why don't you just show up at the door, Minahan? And I was like, why would you drive to Lowell in hopes that they have tickets?
By the way, I would have. Like, I'm going with my kid. He wanted to go. I have no, like, this is what parents do. I was happy to do it. I would do it again. Like I said, if he was like, yeah, you have free tickets. Because I remember on the show, and I thought this last night, because we were talking about him one time, and name was on the show in 2019. People will find it. He was like, oh, you weren't afraid to ask him for tickets? I'm like, oh, gee, I wonder where that came from.
But I wasn't. I was just.
Wonder where that correspondence came from.
No, of course it was from
me,
him.
And it's like, I have no patience for it. I just have no patience for it. I just have no trust and no patience for it. But whatever. I mean, I'll just do the show, and he can keep his. It doesn't matter. I don't have to like my producer. You don't have to respect him. I don't have to trust him. Who cares, right? I mean, he's just doing this fucking bullshit act. Wants to be a star, sitting there boozing at the fucking live show with listeners. It's like, what are we fucking doing? I mean, you wonder why I fucking reach out to Steve all the time. Like, this fucking disaster. But whatever. I'm an idiot who hired him. This guy coming on, Dave, he's such a tough guy.
I just told him calling, but.
What?
I just told him I was calling, but.
Okay. 3Chi is the industry leader in Delta 8 THC product. I hope this is long enough because I remember from the show last week, Dave took the side of Barstool salespeople and said, oh, he's a great guy. KC is a great guy, so make sure the reads are long enough. It's just like, I mean, what am I doing? Like, honestly, like, why am I, it's like, it's unbelievable. But 3Chi is a great product. All products are formulated by a biochemist and made in the USA with USA-grown hemp. 3Chi's Delta 8 is a federally legal version of THC, a more functional alternative to marijuana. Gives an amazing buzz and great body feel with a clearer head, less anxiety and paranoia. It's available online at 3chi.com. That's the number 3chi.com and at retailers around the country. Must be 21 to purchase. And remember, this is not CBD. It's psychoactive and will give you a buzz. So please use responsibly. Again, go to 3chi, the number 3chi.com. Shop for Delta 8 vapes, gummies, oils that can be used to make homemade edibles. Use code KIRK2021. KIRK2021 and check out. You get 5% off your order. Great deal. KIRK2021, KIRK2021 at 3chi, number 3chi.com. What's up?
He's clearly doing it as a gimmick.
What do you mean?
I think we can build it. Do it on Wednesday or Friday.
Oh, tell him we're going to do it now. We're not going to do it at all. You'll post that right there, and we'll call you a fucking pussy, and we'll be done. Like, for all his tough guy acts, he talks now or he doesn't talk at all. Let's go, thrill ride.
It seems very exhausting to live like that.
Yeah, he's like, trying to make a living. I mean,
not happening.
Okay, so just tweet out. We asked him to come on. He didn't come on. He's a pussy. Like, I know what you want me to say. That's too bad. And I feel bad. He said he's going through a bunch of stuff and, begged to be he was fine in August or whatever, or July, beginning of July 14th, when he begged to be come on as a guest. And now he doesn't want to do it. So.
Well, didn't you say he straight up told you that he was doing it? He's like, I like Kirk. I'm just fucking around or something like that?
Yes.
Well, they talk. I don't know. But yeah, but like I don't want to get involved in like a gimmick for a week. Like this is not the kind of show.
No, I didn't mean for that.
Others do. Sure you did, Dave. Dave, this guy's a professional wrestler. This is how he is.
Then I am who you say I am. I'm an idiot. I wanted a 2-minute video for Saco. That's it.
But this is who he is. This is who you've been telling me to put on for years. And so now here it is. My issue is not with him.
I know.
With him, this is, again, he has not changed at all. This is who he presented himself to be and who he's going to be. Decide not to come on. He's a pussy. That's fine. No big deal. He's going to go do his sellout shows and he's going to wind up dead in some motel with a needle in his arm like most wrestlers.
Jesus.
Hopefully. And hopefully he kills his kid like Chris Benoit did.
Well, that's...
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yeah, I could do that too if you want. Like, what?
I don't know about hopefully.
Well, I hope he does. Spare his kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can do what he could do if you want me to do that. Like, I don't mean that, but he doesn't mean what he's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have to build it up, though.
We
Wait
could do
till
this, yeah,
Sunday.
we could do this all day. Like, we meet him at the fucking, it's a fucking Survivor Series. Like, it's like, you know, whatever. I don't, you know.
Rough and rowdy, baby.
Yeah, like, yeah, right. Where I think he fought once and got beat up like a bitch, right?
Oh, did he?
I think
didn't
so.
know.
Or he didn't show up or something. He's just a bitch. He's a pussy. You know, I mean, he would beat me up in the fight. Wonderful.
Sounds like a lot of tough talk,
Yeah,
Minahan.
congratulations, you know. I mean, I'm sure he spends his days at tanning beds and he probably works at a sub shop. Like, his life is probably not great.
No.
So, you know.
Jim might work at a sub.
But he's not calling in, Dave, today?
No.
Okay. That sounds like a great guy then. A real tough guy. Good guest. Good idea. Good thought. Excellent thought. Fantastic. So that's the state of the show. The state of the show is I had never felt, I felt, so leaving Saturday, I was like, oh, this is great. Like, I had a good time. The people were great. The experience was awesome. Everyone had a good time. It was the best live show yet. Drive back, get some tweets and messages that are fucking piss me off. And then and this all happens on Sunday. And I'm like, what the fuck is the fucking point anyway?
Right.
You know, like, what's the fucking point? You know, and it's like, you know, and then, by the way, I don't even mind. Like, I actually like the fact that people were bitching about the show not being available. That means they like it. Like, they I don't mind that at all. They like it. They like the experience. They want to be part of it. They don't get to be part of it. They bitch. That's what a fan is supposed to do. That doesn't bother me. I saw a lot of that on Sunday. That's good. That means people know that it's, you know, that they want to be part of something that's really good. I completely respect that. As a fan, you know, I think you have to know, like, tough shit. Like, you know, you pay for your tickets. You know, we made it available. I made the rules pretty clear. We're not going to broadcast this. You know, you had your chance to get a ticket. If you live in Albuquerque or you live in wherever or you couldn't go, sometimes you don't get everything.
It's a weird, I get what you're saying, but it is a weird complaint to be like if fucking Chappelle sells out, I'm not like, well, surely you'll send me the video, right? I didn't get a ticket, but it's like I mean, you've put every other live show on, so I guess they expect it, but that's just not always how it works. It seems pretty normal.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, but I do get where they're coming from. They want to hear it.
Right.
I also think, what was I going to say? We asked One Man Throw Rider to come on. They make sure to put his handle on there, give him a few followers. And he declined. I thought we said we would call him a pussy, but what can you do? But Dave's friends with him, so it's like, whatever. You know, I mean, honestly, like, I'm sure you're on his side, Mike, and that's fine.
I'm not, other than I don't think Cullinan was being a snitch. Like, if he was just asking for a video, that's not bad, right? If the text where he says, call Cullinan a cool guy and the other guy's assholes, that's a bad look. But if he just says, like, hey, make a 2-minute video like fucking Brandon Walker did last year or whatever.
Yeah, if you notice, we don't have Brandon on that much anymore either because it's pro wrestling.
Right.
You know, I like Brandon, but it's like fake. I don't really want to, like, as Mommy Jones once said to me, we don't do stunts here, man. Like, you know, it's not, and that's a perfectly legitimate way of entertainment. If people have fun doing it, great. I just don't do it here that way. And Dave's so fucking stupid that he doesn't understand that. He's a fucking moron.
Right. But I would think it's more, I think
both.
see him as a snake.
I think both. Yeah, I think it's the worst combination. Like, I think they're like, oh, we'll build up the brand, we'll have some fun, da da da. Like, they're probably doing it now. Like, honestly, they're probably doing it now. And there's nothing. What can I do about that? Nothing.
Right.
So,
but your issue is with him asking for the video also.
No, that's
fine. That's fine. That seems normal.
That's
to me.
fine. Yeah. I don't think you need to coach him through it.
Right.
You know, I don't think you need to say, hey, say how awesome I am.
It was not what you're
say. That's exactly what it was written.
I did not mean it to be like. I just meant to be a Twitter thing, to be a joke. And I know he knows nothing about the show. That's all. That's all.
He's a fan of the show.
He's a fan of you, or says he is, but I don't believe he listens. And I'm
sure he doesn't. I don't care. Nor do I care. I'm sure he doesn't listen. I just have no pay. I just don't. You know, I can lie and say I trust you. I think you're doing a good. You know, but I don't. So that's where we're at right now.
Well, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, again, if you'd rather me lie, I'm happy to lie.
I don't want you to lie. I don't like, but I don't. Yeah. I don't know.
What?
No, I don't know how to get you. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I understand. I get your understanding.
That's never gonna happen, ever. Just so you know, like there's not gonna be some like noble fight where I'm like, oh, geez, I trust him now. I mean, just so you know, that's where we're at permanently. So if you want to continue, I'd rather not have to go through the process of hiring another producer. But if you want to quit of course, that would, it would mean less to me than if a leaf fell in my windshield while I was driving.
That could block your vision.
Just so you know, honestly, or a leaf falling right now on the street somewhere. It just doesn't matter. Or, whatever. Whether somebody has a good lunch today, in Illinois matters less to me. So that's up to you. It's your decision.
All right.
And I'm sure I'll look like an ass.
You don't.
I do, and I don't care. That's the beauty of it. Is I don't. The last thing I do is care at this point. Because Cullen will have his people on too, that crowd, and they're going to be like, oh, Cully's king, and he's going to do his thing, and he's fucking drink his beers and hang out with these people at the shows, and and that's fine, because to Dave it's not a job, so there's nothing I can do about that. I hired him, so the mistake is here. No, you may not. The mistake is mine. So, yeah, what were you going to say?
Well, one, I just do want to apologize for that. So that
for what?
I should not have had a beer with the listeners. That was a very poor decision. So I apologize for that.
I mean, do you if you worked in an insurance company, would you drink a beer during the day with like clients?
No, there's no excuse for that.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. What, Mike?
I can't get him on for that.
Well, no, I
know what you mean. It was a horrible idea, but I can't shit on him really for it.
Yeah, and I'm sure you have more than one, and that's whatever. Like but everyone's gonna be like, oh, this isn't an insurance job. Well, he's working. I made this clear. I know Dave doesn't listen to the old shows. He doesn't listen to the old Saco. That's been a pretty clear edict for a while now, about a year and a half. Like, we don't drink at the live shows.
Right.
Certainly the producer doesn't.
Right.
It makes no sense. But when you want to be liked by people, when it defines you, then you do things like that. It's a weakness.
I understand.
One of many. And
yes.
I don't, I understand that. But it's I don't know. Like, I'm just like, what am I? I couldn't have felt better Saturday getting in my car and then getting out of what? Just fucking maddening. I had a show I wanted to do today. There was stuff I wanted to talk about. I got to deal with this bullshit. This crap from this, Dave and this guy collaborating to do this fucking wrestling angle with me in the middle of it. Again, more examples of people just building off of what I've fucking worked my ass off of for fucking years, taking fucking chances. Fucking essentially fucking, put my mental health at the point where I was going to fucking kill myself. So these guys can joke around about how I suck and don't worry, this will be fun. Yeah, you'll pick up followers. You'll get some, don't worry, you'll get some. And it's just like, what the fuck? These fucking people doing this. It's like, nothing frustrates me more than somebody building off my fucking